answers, But there are certain Vachanamruts that they are the divine blessings of God. That there is no question answer, but directly a blessing. Here he starts out with the blessing, but in a sub-paragraph he asks question also, So that's how this Vachanamrut starts, And it is very interesting, In Gujarati, Swaminarayan Bhagwan says, Je ansamju hoy. Ansamju means those who do not have the strong renunciation and deep knowledge of the soul or the self, of one's self, Je ansamju hoy. અને તેણે બેખ લીધો હોય. And that person has taken to become a renounced, a sadhu or, sadhak or, aspirant or mumukshu or whatever, This is okay, But this word here, બેખ લીધો હોય, તો પણ તેને જ્યાં જ્યાં પોતાની જન્મભૂમિ હોય તેને વિશે હેત ટળતું નથી. This word તો પણ is very interesting. Because Swaminarayan Bhagwan is starting with somebody who is ansamju. And that person has taken the renunciation. Now naturally, that person would have attachment to his motherland, place of birth, But here Bhagwan is saying, still that person does not forget the place of his birth, and attachment to the place where he was born. So, why that topan, There is one way of looking to this statement. Is Bhagwan is saying that those who are talented, those who are sharp in talent, they would have the memories which is natural, even from their childhood or even from their previous birth, That's where Swaminarayan Bhagwan is coming later, So those who are very talented forget their birthplace, and they cannot forget their but those who are not very elevated, they don't forget, And that's how Bhagwan is saying later also. But here Bhagwan is saying that those who are ansamju, that they don't remember even things, And sometimes Kakaji refers, that somebody would say that, "Kale tame shu khadu tu?" What did you have in food yesterday? In your dish, what were the items and varieties in your dish? Normally we would not even remember that, We would forget that. And we forget because, we have no incidents or no extraordinary thing to remember about eating, We ate, and we forgot, So, Swaminarayan Bhagwan says that those who are not talented, they are supposed to forget. They have a short memory. But even they remember, Bhagwan says, even though they remember, attachment and to their birthplace, So every time I read that, that word topan, is very, different, It appeals, that Bhagwan is referring to the talented saints, And all those who are sitting, he is saying that you are not ansamju, I am referring this question to you, and you are not ansamju. So then Bhagwan is going next, After saying that, he showed his own thigh, and when he was young, he was playing the games, and the dry branch of the tree cut his thigh, bleeding, and a scar is still there. Even Swaminarayan Bhagavan is now, 30 some years old, 37 and 39 years old, Swaminarayan Bhagavan, He may be maybe 4, 5 years old, 6 years old, that may have happened, So 30 years later, Bhagavan says, whenever I see that scar, I remember the pond, I remember the tree, I remember the incidents, and Bhagavan has narrated here, so many things he would have remembered, at that time, who he was playing with, and why that happened, and he being God, must have said, why did that happen, But anyhow, Bhagavan says that for a talented person, it is easy to remember, not to forget. માટે જન્મભૂમિ તથા પોતપોતાના સગા સંબંધી તેને અંતરમાંથી વિસારી દેવા તે ઘણું કઠણ છે. So this is the statement Bhagavan is making, preparing the saints, that don't say that you don't remember, all your incidents in the past and relatives, Even though you are renounced, those memories are there with you, Then Bhagavan is going to show the technique how to get rid of it, how to elevate, But he says that it is very difficult to forget our relatives and the incidents. Now, Bhagavan is telling everybody. So whoever remembers their birthplace, their relatives, and whoever do not remember them, you tell us that. Whoever has forgotten them and don't remember that, you tell us that. See, Bhagavan took one extreme of Ansamju, one extreme of himself, and in both cases saying remembers. And now Bhagavan is saying that those who are above this and don't remember, tell me. But at the same time, Bhagavan is saying that somebody wants to be shy and not telling openly in this group, I am binding you by Nar Narayan. I am telling you that you have to be truthful and you have to be honest to tell me this or tell everybody this. So Bhagavan is taking, very special route to talk to all these saints and devotees, Then the general statement, the saints who wrote down this says, all these saints, all these munis, they talked about what was going on in their memory from the past, what they were remembering. So this is the basic background Bhagavan has created. That yes, those who are not knowledgeable would still remember. Those who are extremely knowledgeable, they would still remember. And now how to get rid of this? How to go about that? Then Bhagavan says that once we consider ourselves Atma, totally different from spirit, totally different from the gross body and body related all these attachments, and we are totally Sat, Chit and Anand. We are totally true, very alert and blissful. So, if we consider ourselves that type of spirit, that kind of Atma, then what is the birthplace of that Atma? Our bodily birthplace we remember, talented or not talented. Then, what is the real birthplace that we have really come from, and do we really remember that? And the answer should be, what is the birthplace for ourselves? Akshardham, right? Who is the relative of our spirit? Who is the relative of our Atma? Our bodily relatives, even though we are considering ourselves Atma, our bodily relatives, or all these Gunatit saints. And the third question is, Bhagavan is saying that what is the caste of our spirit, our Atma? Now here, the reason the caste is added here, is because in India at that time, the caste system was very predominant. There were 4 castes in India. Brahmin, the highest, talented, professors, preachers, and meditating, and all those good deeds, writing books, reading books. Then the second one is Kshatriya, the warriors, and among the warriors there were leaders, they were considered kings, and they were ruling the country, but they were respecting the Brahmin. Even though they were the kings, they were ruling, they would respect the Brahmin. So these are the 2 higher castes, Then the 2 lower castes is Vaishya and Shudra. Vaishya is all businessmen, the craftsmen, all this, specialty people, they were considered Vaishya. And Shudra is the cleaning or janitorial service, And there is a long story. We have talked before also, but I don't want to go into that, But janitors were considered untouchable, Untouchable happened because they were not keeping themselves clean, They were doing the dirty task, but they were not keeping themselves clean. And those who would come in touch with them, they would get sick. Those who are the janitorial, they will not be sick because they have created immunity within themselves. They don't fall sick, but those who come in their contact, they fall sick. And I was talking to Rachna recently, and she was saying very similar, thing, that people get the reactions, People get allergies, They are allergic to things, And I was saying that what is the, philosophy that why people become allergic, Then she says, there are different thinking, different theories. But one theory is that those who are born in a very clean atmosphere and kept in the clean atmosphere, they become allergic. Those who are born in a dirty place, they get immune and they are not allergic. And I said, that is interesting, I mean, a doctor is saying this, and we are always professing to be clean, and very, I mean, safety oriented, safety minded, So I said that, okay, then if somebody is born in this country, because they checked my allergy test, about a week ago, and they put all these needles, and Rachna would have been softer, but the person who did, he made sure, that it is all done properly, Premature or amateur, huh? No, that was Jason. He is also doctor, But after 20 minutes and whatever, nothing showed up. So I had no allergy. Then Ratna says, this is the, Mangalacharan, first step, Now we have to do it deeper on your muscles, and see whether you still have allergy, And they did that also, And I cannot see one, there, And I had no allergy there also. Now that is good, We don't have allergy. But the problem was Amy, my daughter, that they found out she has most of the allergies. She has allergies. She got bumps and other things, from that test, So now I go back to my mother, and my parents. They did not have allergy. I did not have allergy, or I don't have allergy. What happened to Amy, Why did she get allergy,
She was outside too much when she was young. She didn't develop immunity.
So that's why I asked Rachana, that what is happening? Why it jumped and, happened to Amy, We don't know about Rupit, whether he has any allergy or if he has one or two or whatever, but we don't know, But so she was saying, that maybe, she is in a clean environment here, clean atmosphere here, and her immune system when she was young was not getting the attacks and not building up the antigens and other things, in the blood. And that's why she is getting allergy, That's one reason, not all reasons, There are many reasons, but that is one of the reasons, So then I suggested that maybe then if Amy would have been taken to India when she was born for maybe 2, 3 years, 4 years, she would have built up the immune system, and she would have been better off. Then she said something different. She said, my sister, elder sister, was born in India, raised in India for first maybe 10, 15 years. Then we came here and I was born and I was raised in America, clean environment. And between my sister and me, she says, I don't have allergy and she has all allergies, So that theory doesn't hold also, I mean, if she had allergy raised in India, then at least Rachana should have some allergy, right? But she says she doesn't have allergy. So it's not all that same fact, that applies, but this is generalized, what she was saying, Other thing is food, and babies are, not getting mother's milk maybe, and getting, baby powder and whatever may have some effect. We don't know, But now they say India also has allergy, so we cannot stop, unless we say India is getting cleaner, And that's why people have allergy. Who knows? But going back, to this Vachanamrita, So there were 4 caste system, and untouchable was the 4th caste, janitorial. And when I came to America, and when I used to go to college, and the janitors used to come to clean the college bathrooms and toilets, So I would consider similar to the Indian janitors, that untouchable and poor, maybe, But here, that janitor would come with a nice car. I did not have a car, My car was by 2 feet, And I remember, that I had one family who had sponsored me, that they would call me and support me, and if I am homesick, they would talk to me. And I still remember Mr. Childs, was their name, Childs was last name. So they invited me for a dinner on Saturday or Sunday, And they were living about 8-9 miles from Georgia Tech, Atlanta, So I did not have a car. So I took the address. I took their address. I looked some direction and maps from people, And guess what? I started walking. 8 to 10 miles, So on that way, it was a highway or some, decent way, there lot of cars were going. And they somebody saw me with a nice jacket, nice coat and pant and tie, and I was going. So somebody thought that maybe I have a car problem. So one family, one car stopped, and says, "Do you have any problem?" I said, "No, I'm fine. I'm walking, So he got confused, that if people wants to walk, for exercise, they should not have a jacket, and a tie, And it was hot, maybe it was moderately hot, but so so then he says, "Where do you want to go?" Then I showed the address that this is the place where I have a family, support people, they are Americans and they have invited me for dinner. So I'm going there. So they says, "We can give you ride?" I said, "Okay." So they took me all the way and dropped me exactly, to the place. But what I'm saying, generators have cars. Untouchables in India are untouchable here, differently. And I had no cars, I was going walkie. But anyhow, there is a caste system and very strong system back at that time of Swaminarayan Bhagavan. So that's why he added this factor, that if we consider the caste of the soul, what is our caste? And what do we say our caste? In the language of spirituality, by Gunatit. Gunatit hamari jaat. So these are the three things, Swaminarayan Bhagavan is asking as a question. And jo sakpan levu hoy, now we want to take the family relationship. We want to consider that this is my mother, this is my father, brother, sister, etc. If we have to take the relationship, then we should go back to the previous lives also. Because now we are Atma. Atma has taken so many births and deaths, or birth and rebirth, if you don't like the word death, we can say birth and rebirth, So how far do we want to go, taking the relationship? If some Gunatit saint comes here, and tells us who I was in my previous birth, who I was in my previous life. And then we have to go and find all those relatives of that previous, matrix, right? And then we go furthermore, then the whole world will be our relative, including cats and dogs and mosquitoes and everything, right? We may have taken birth in 84 lakh, 840,000 or 8.4 million, different varieties of species, And our Indian philosophy says that wherever you have your attachment, that's where you go, If you are a farmer and you are attached to your bull at the time of death, probably you will become a bull. Puramben.
मैं सोच रही हूँ उनके नाक में भी रस्सी होती है।
नाक में क्या?
क्या फायदा हुआ? उनके वो होता है ना, इतना मोटी रस्सी भी उनकी नाक में भी और गले में।
ओ बुल को हमको भी हुई होगी उस टाइम पे। क्राउडेड क्या?
क्राउडेड क्यों करना? जो है वो अच्छा है।
अच्छा। Don't consider the other past birth and relatives, right? That's what Bhagavan is saying also. Yeah. So, Swaminarayan Bhagavan is saying that if we want to take the relationship of this birth and want to attach to them so dearly, then we should go back and attach. Oh, हमारा प्रफुल्ल भाई रावल से तुम्हारी बात कर ले जोन. So if we want to take all this attachment, then we should go back and take attachment to the previous generations also. That is what Bhagavan says. And if we want to liberate our own relatives, that we want to say that, okay, bhai, my relative, I want to somehow liberate him, bring him into the satsang, make sure that he is liberated, then we have to think of all of them, Big matrix then, huh? And then Bhagavan is saying that when we came on this life as a human being, then all these 8.4 million other lives we have forgotten because of our ignorance. Ansamju, the first chapter, first statement, I will Ansamju. We should forget all of them. Then, in this life, those who are our relatives that we have not forgotten, we still remember, we have to find the technique to forget them by this spiritual Gunatit knowledge, Gunatit master technique, that how to eliminate and elevate ourselves, from that attachment, So this is what Swaminarayan Bhagavan is opening up as a statement, beginning, Now, the title of this Vachanamrut is Desh Vasna. Desh Vasna means attachment to our homeland, our town, our home, And this is generally obvious, that we can see from this first beginning statement, that is what it is saying, that we should not have attachment to our homeland and our kins, But the second statement, it says, Agyar Padvinu, 11 medals. Who gets 11 medals is coming next now. But this 11 medals, that statement is not easily found here, You have to count, And those saints counted 11 at that time, And we will count also, So Bhagavan is going one step further, that I don't have any attachment with my relatives. Not only that, but those who are in my service, those devotees or saints or whoever, they are in my service. And if they don't have the devotion of God in their heart, then I don't have any attachment to them also. Now there are two different things, Bhagavan is saying. My relatives, even though they have devotion to God, still I don't have attachment. And my saints, they are given one more credit, that even though they are, devotees, I am attached to them, but only if they don't have worship and devotion to God, then I don't have attachment. There is a difference. Bhagavan is accepting all these devotees, all his, Ramanand Swami's, saints and others, as his divine family. Not the bodily family, but divine family. But he's putting an exception in there that those who are part of that but don't have the worship of God or, devotion of God, then they are also not accepted. And then God is saying one more statement, those who are in my service and they do not have the devotion in their heart, and if I want to love them, I cannot love them. And somebody who is a virtuous like Naradji and does not have a devotion of God, then I don't like it also. Naradji is very famous saint, full of devotion of God, Lot of qualities, good qualities, And Bhagavan here says that that person does not have the devotion of God, then I don't like it. And I think there is a little deeper meaning to that, but we will skip that, Then Bhagavan is saying, and the one who has devotion of God in his heart, now Bhagavan is coming to the main important points, those 11 medals, The one who has the devotion of God in his heart, and here Bhagavan is not putting any prerequisite that has to be like Naradji. Can be ignorant, unsamju, or can be totally talented, like Naradji, or higher, The one who has devotion of God and thinks like this. And number 1, જેવા પ્રગટ ભગવાન પૃથ્વી પર વિરાજે છે અને જેવા તે ભગવાનના પ્રગટ ભક્ત ભગવાનની સમીપે વિરાજે છે સાકાર અને તેવા ને તેવા જ આત્યંતિક પ્રલય થાય ત્યારે પણ રહે છે અને એ ભગવાન ને ભગવાનના ભક્ત તે સદા સાકાર જ છે એમ સમજતો હોય અને ગમે તેવા વેદાંતિના ગ્રંથ સાંભળે પણ ભગવાનને ભગવાનના ભક્તને નિરાકાર સમજે જ નહીં અને એમ જાણે છે એ ભગવાન વિના બીજો કોઈ જગતનો કરતા છે જ નહીં. This is where the full stop came. About 5-line long sentence, Let's read the translation beta,
On the other hand, if there is a person who has bhakti for God in his heart, he understands that the manner in which the incarnate form of God resides on this earth.
So first condition is to get this 11 medals. First condition is that that person has to accept the God, manifest God on this earth. When God is around, he has to accept the manifest God on this earth. Cannot doubt that God cannot be in Kali Yuga, or God cannot be, like this, like that. Okay.
And the manner in which the devotees of God remain in the vicinity of God.
And those devotees are also manifest devotees, not imaginary devotees. The devotees who have 2 legs and 2 hands. The God who has 2 legs and 2 hands.
And the manner in which the devotees of God remain in the vicinity of God is exactly how they remain when the Atyantir Pralaya occurs.
Now Bhagavan is going one more step, that these devotees are not temporary. They are not going to die at the age of 80 and gone. They will go to the abode and in heaven and remain there permanently. Will not decay, will not disease, will not be lost. That kind of understanding, First understanding came of God. Second understanding came of God's devotee. Third condition came of the future of God's devotee and God, that it is going to be there forever. They are not going to be lost. Okay?
He also understands that God and his devotees eternally possess a form.
Right. So, the understanding has to be devotees and God are not formless. And we know that a lot of beliefs and worships are with formless God. It is not that they are totally ignorant, but it is that they have not gone to the highest level, They are below the highest level, And Kakaji used to give example, that in a bright day, if the windows are open, and if somebody inside the house sees sunlight, right, bright light, and says that this light we are seeing has no form. Does light have a form? Light, you cannot put a form to the light, And this light is the ultimate thing. This light is the final thing. There is nothing beyond light. Now the one who has not gone outside on a bright day and looked up into the sky and seen the sun, the one who has not done this may accept that, That okay, bhai, this is it, this is ultimate thing. In my house, light is light, and that is ultimate thing. But the one who has gone outside, looked in the sky, and has seen the form of a sun, round shape, and that's where the light is coming from. That person will not accept that, saying that how can you say that this inside house light is ultimate, The ultimate is go outside and look. And sun is ultimate, relative to the light, Same way, God is also with a form. And everything is coming out from God is partly manifest and partly formless. Now, some group of philosophers and saints and devotees, they accept only formless, nirakar. And they say that there is nothing beyond that. So they have a limited understanding, And that is what Samdana Bhagavan says, cannot have even entry into the satsang. They are not even fulfilling their prerequisite. They have to be those lucky one, even though they may have heard, they may think, yeah, that looks good and etc. But in their subconscious, this program is there of manifest God, So we are all fortunate. We have all that kind of prerequisite. Otherwise, we will not be here, And if we are here and if we read this, those who are strong about it, they would walk away, right? Saying that this is not for us, right? And nobody is walking away, right? So here, Bhagavan is saying that God and His devotees are sakar, manifest. Still, the medals are not coming yet, There is few things, Bhagavan is adding.
He also understands that God and His devotees eternally possess a form, but never does He understand them to be formless, regardless of any Vedanta scripture that he may hear. Furthermore,
now, Bhagavan is saying, regardless of any Vedanta scripture is very high scriptures in our Hindu philosophy. Vedas are the foundation, 4 Vedas, in Hindu philosophy, are coming from time of Brahma and even beyond, And those 4 Vedas are Rigveda, Samveda, Yajurveda and Atharvaveda, Those are the 4 Vedas, They were one, but Vyas Bhagavan divided into 4 and made it easy for people to recite and remember, So, Vedas are the ultimate knowledge. And Vedant is made up of 2 words, Ved, Anta. Ved means all this knowledge. And Ant means the essence or the ultimate essence of the Vedas. is called Vedanta. And Vedanta is considered higher than Vedas. Vedanta is considered more detailed and more deeper than Vedas, And those who are Vedantis, they have two theories again. One Vedanta is referring to manifest form of God, and the majority of Vedantis profess non-manifest form of God. And that is where Swaminarayan Bhagavan is disagreeing, That is why he is saying, ke Vedanti na granth sambhade. Because when you listen to a scripture, eventually you are going to accept that scripture, right? Now you are reading Vedanti scripture, So whatever they say, you are going to accept. But Bhagavan says, the devotee who I am giving these medals is listening to those negative side of or improper side of the Vedanta, saying that God has no form. That devotee will not accept that. That devotee will say that that is not for me, for somebody else who is a kindergarten student. I am a PhD student. I will not accept that, I will accept only the manifest form of God, That is what Bhagavan is saying. कि गम्मे तेवा वेदांती ना ग्रंथ सांभळे. Okay.
Furthermore, he realizes that there is no other all-doer in this world besides that God.
No, एक line रहेगी. Even though he listens to the scriptures of Vedanta,
but he does not understand them to be formless.
Right.
Regardless of any Vedanta scripture he may hear.
Right. Okay.
Furthermore, he realizes that there is no other all-doer in this world besides that God.
Not only that, but he has firm conviction, nishtha, that there is no other doer than the God whom I have met. He is the ultimate doer. Okay, then
he also realizes that without God, even a dry leaf cannot be stirred.
Now in India we use the word, that dry leaf falls down from the tree, has no life now. It's dried, it is light, and it moves by the wind. When wind comes, it moves. But the one who has firm faith in God thinks that even the leaf is moving by the wind is not by the force of the wind, but by the desire of the God. God makes the wind command to move that leaf. Wind alone cannot do that. Now, if dry leaf cannot move, then we are live, We are controlled by that entity. So, we are always controlled by God. We cannot move by our own wish. That is what Bhagavan is saying. Okay.
A person with such firm conviction that God has a form, even if he is an ordinary person, is still dear to me.
Now Bhagavan is starting saying that kind of understanding, even a common person, not educated maybe, has this kind of understanding, then he is very dear to me. He is in my rosary beads counting. And now Bhagavan is giving the 11 medals further down.
Kal, Karma, and Maya are unable to administer their power over him.
So 3 medals here, Card means our death time, our hard time, our difficult time, is all card, time. That we cannot transcend that time and we become miserable and unhappy, That time is also a force of God, When a time comes, doctor cannot help or anybody cannot help, You have to go, right? But when God controls that person, then he will get up from the bed, and start walking. Yeah. Everybody would, doctor would say, now he is gone case, and he is, no more, capable of living, But if he has this belief, and if he wants to live longer, then his time of death is not there. Karma, actions. There is a whole theory of actions and reactions. Whatever you do, you have to pay for it. Whatever you do, you pay the price. Right? So, that law of action and reaction is very predominant in Jain belief, Jain belief is based on the karma kaido. And nobody can get out of it, Even Jains tell that God cannot get out of it. They are wrong, but they say that. They say that Lord Krishna, who killed all these demons, did killing. So he is gone to the hell. And he has to purify, and when time comes, then he will be purified and then he will go back to his place. He is in the jail right now. That is Jain belief, But that is not true, Now on today's, that Rakesh Bhai and others who are Jain, they are not telling that, They are praising Lord Krishna, that it is proper to kill the bad guys, demons, and God is above all these actions and reactions. Action and reaction rule does not apply to God. And we have talked about examples, that policemen, going after you, you are going in the speedy, higher speed, and police catches you, or let me put a little bit better, you are going at 80 mile speed, and a police saw you, so he's coming at what speed to catch you? 90 or 100, right? And then the second policeman sees both of you and that police, both going at higher speed. And then he comes, And then the second policeman comes to you and says that, do you know, you are going faster, I'm going to give you the ticket. Now you have a legitimate argument saying that, okay, I was going faster, but that man, another policeman was going faster also. And he was going faster than me, right? Give him the ticket first. Then come to me, You didn't go to him, Why did you come to me first, Go to that. Would that work? Why? Huh? He is part of the law. Okay? That law does not bother him. Same way the devotee, who is part of this God, attached to the God, would not have these laws of action and reactions. Arjun, even Lord Krishna, forget Lord Krishna, Arjun, he killed and he did not go to hell. He became Nar and Narayan, with God, Not only Arjun, but even people below that, who killed, sided with God, they did not go to hell. So the rules do not apply to the policemen, rules do not apply to the devotees. But you have to be the, real devotee, So the law of action and reaction also does not apply to this devotee. So this is second medal a devotee gets. The third medal is Maya. illusion, confusion. And Maya will change your mind, you know. Maya will say, bhai, time થઈ ગયો છે હવે ફારૂક ખાન, શાહરુખ, ના ફારૂક ખાન, શાહરુખ ખાન. Many years ago, you know, Amit's mom, you know, she was sitting in the satsang and she said, now we have to go in the middle. And I said, what is so important that you have to go in the middle? She says, we have bought a ticket of some show. A famous actor from India has come. His name is Shahrukh Khan, you know. So I said, but we are giving you for free here, you know. You don't like us? You know what? No, she says, we have paid $100, you know. I said, forget about $100, you know. Forget that you were gone there, you know, and that man got sick and he didn't show up, you know. So, you know, just stay here, you know. No, we have to go. So she was so strong, you know, that she did not want to, you know, stay here, you know. So I gave her another option, you know. I said, if you go there, think that you are not going to see him, but he is delighted to see you. I said, go with that understanding, you know. I don't know how far that went, but you know, anyhow. What I'm saying is Maya, is illusion. It can disturb our real goal, you know. It can disturb our real mission, you know. And that Maya is also not able to control the devotee of God. Maya cannot disturb the devotee of God. This is the third medal a devotee gets. If he understands what we talked before, you know. If he accepts God and his devotees that way, you know. Okay. I think it's getting 9 o'clock. And the other thing is easily comprehensible, you know, in English language. You can read, and if you still have question, we can talk next time, huh? Because we are getting, you know, 9 o'clock. Okay. Sajanand Swami Maharaj ni Jai.
जैसे मैं हरिहर
कौन?
हरिहर अंकल